guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. As we're here on, what is the date? Wednesday. I should know this. July 7th, since it's my son's birthday. July 7th, 2018.
Oh, fuck.
What is going on, everybody? Got Nick here with us.
Did you just say July 7th?
July 11th. My bad. I should know this. It's my son's birthday, 7/11.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
It's your boy's birthday. How old is he? 7?
7.
That's a good age, man.
That's probably why I thought of 7.
How's Build-A-Bear today?
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
I'm going to be there when they open, like before they even open the door.
We got Jennifer 101, not to be confused with Zoe 101. God, that show was so good.
I never got into it.
TJ Fritz, Luca Troller. I dominated him in Fortnite earlier. And Shadow Prodigy. Man, so I was reading the story today. And it was a story that I knew, like, I've always known this, but it's, you ever get that story that it's like, it's a really funny story, and you forget it, and then you see it, like, on, like, Facebook or something, like, a couple weeks later, and you're like, oh, shoot, haha, that's really funny.
Yeah.
So, there was a Patriots head coach that after winning a Super Bowl, they went to Russia.
Okay.
And they visited Vladimir Putin.
The whole team or just the coach?
The whole team.
Oh, okay.
And do you know what you get when you win the Super Bowl?
A trophy? A ring?
You get the ring.
Right.
And so I guess Putin was like, I like that ring. He asked to see it and faded away into the bodyguards.
What?
He just stole the fucking ring.
Yikes.
Hold on. Putin steals. I'm gonna go to hell for this. Steals Super Bowl ring. Please don't come and find me, Mother Russia. Yeah, it was like this whole fucking thing. It's phenomenal.
Wow.
Let me find it right here. His name is Robert Kraft. He had his ring stolen by Vladimir Putin.
Interesting. I never heard of that.
Back in 2013, Kraft offered some more details and saying that Putin tried the ring on, said I could kill someone with this, and put the ring in his pocket. Then he walked away. Then he walked away with 3 KGB security members surrounding him.
Wow.
It was something of a power move from Putin, but Kraft didn't give in that easily. He tried to get his ring back because, in addition to its $25,000 price tag, the owner felt that there was sentimental value attached to it. He officially gave up when the White House talked him out of the pursuit. He straight up still. Did you know that Putin plays hockey?
I ever heard that before, but I didn't know if it was true.
So no one guards him. The goalies are not allowed to block his shots. So the scores end up being like 25 to like 2.
Yikes.
He always gets MVP.
Wow.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Mother Russia.
This isn't a regular sports podcast. This is a.
We
Hey,
should
Tim,
do one, though.
Tim, are you a fan of Tim McGraw and Faith Hill?
Yes, sir.
They're coming to Sacramento, and I can get tickets for $10.
I think they're coming here eventually, too.
Nice. I could probably get those $10 tickets again. So if you want to go, let me know.
I ain't got no money.
Anyway.
I just bought a new car. I ain't got no money.
Drake, Borat Troll says, Drake and Josh and iCarly was lit. Yeah, it was. Those were good shows.
Frickin'
Nicholas
Drake
says it's
and
like
Josh.
It's past midnight here in Philly? Yeah. You're a big boy.
9 minutes past.
You're a big boy or a big girl.
All
Anyway,
right.
we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to kick it off with... We're going to talk to you about our fucking, what was it, 2 days, 3 days of just shit?
Well, I wouldn't say just shit. I mean, it started out. You want to just talk about the Hooker Hotel?
So, we pull up to the Sutter Hotel in Oakland.
It's above a burrito place.
I was so excited for that. Those burritos look phenomenal.
I think they were closed by the time we got there anyways, though.
And yeah, they were long closed. And what sucks is that hotel was just the shits. It was god awful. We get up to the room, it's just one big bed. It's not good at all. My mom's like, don't even put your bag on the bed, just leave it on the desks. Like
literally,
God.
There's like 20 rooms to a floor, I think, 15 at least.
Mm-hmm.
And every room has to share a toilet and share a shower. Literally, you walk up onto your floor. We were on the 4th floor. You walk up on your floor and you see a little closet that's got a toilet in it. You walk a little farther down the hallway and there's another closet that's got a shower in it. And they're communal for the entire floor.
I believe there was 2 bathrooms per hallway. There was
I only saw but everything was separate. Like the toilet was in one, the shower was in another, and then your sink was in your room. It was no bueno.
It was not good. So we end up
Funniest part was when we went to the guy at the front desk and go, "Is there any way we can get out of this room and not have to pay?" And he had that look on his face like, "You saw the room, didn't you?" Like it happens often.
Yeah, it was not good. We hopped on the phone, and I want to give a big shout out to fucking Extended Stay in Newark, California, because good God, was that hotel not bad at all.
Even though the TV didn't work perfectly, it was still not bad.
It was great.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it to death.
I would stay there again.
I would too. I would definitely stay there again. I mean, that whole weekend just getting to experience the New Japan stuff was so fucking cool.
Not
like,
only that, we learned a lot for next time we cover a show like this.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, we made a whole shit ton of connections. Fuck, I may, you know, after tomorrow, I could have a fucking brand new job after this.
Maybe.
It was super cool, and I want to say thank you again to Sean for giving us this chance. I mean,
both Sean's from Access and Sean from Fightful for hooking us up.
Super something says, "What's with Tim's Twitter war?"
Nothing.
Yeah. Some worthless garbage fucking piece of shit loser.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I mean, it was great. Friday we got there and they did the press conference, and me and Nick were just like, it says, seats are for press only, and we were like, man, do we really sit there? Well, I guess we have to. We got,
It was just weird sitting there and realizing that, like,
we mattered, kind of.
In all technicalities, I'm important right now.
Yeah.
And God, you got a great photo of the Gorillas of Destiny, Chase Owens, and God, who was it?
Me?
Ming. Yeah.
When?
On the camera. It was a picture of the Gorillas of Destiny, Ming, Chase Owens.
Their entrance?
And was it Yushiro?
Yeah, Takahashi.
And then they were doing the two sweet.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
God, it was just such a surreal experience.
Well, your camera's got that awesome sport mode where you hold the button down and it literally just takes a burst of photos, so you can like time lapse it kind of. That's what I did in the vlog. I took all those like bursts of photos and I like put them frame by frame, so it like looked video like, but it still kind of did the dot dot dot. I liked the way it came out in the vlog.
And I mean, during the show, I shook hands with Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, two of my biggest fucking idols.
I was the one that told Meltzer and Alvarez that Brock was at the UFC show, and I was the one that told them that DC won right after the fight. I made Dave Meltzer jump up like a little schoolgirl.
Super. Nicholas didn't go because he lives in Canada.
Yeah,
so
it was just and here's the thing: when you get press passes and stuff for either your website or your company or whatever, they're not just gonna give you as many as you want. We had to, at first they only wanted to give one, and then Sean from Fightful talked to Sean from Access and was like, hey, is there any way we can get these guys two? And they were more than accommodating, and, they liked the work we did when we did all the stuff from the press conference and the Q&A. We put like 8 to 10 videos up that night, and Sean from Access came to me and was like, man, I like how much stuff you got out in one night from the press conference.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, being, at the show, I didn't realize how much work we were going to be doing during the show. Like, I just thought, we would sit there, watch the show from our seats, and then maybe do a couple other things. But no, we were running around more than half the show.
Yeah, we were definitely going. We were going all around.
Well, if you guys are unaware, at least, I don't know how this would work for another company, but at least for New Japan, you get your seat, but after every match, you can run back to the press room, and wrestlers from that last match do a Q&A or an interview deal where any of the reporters can ask them a question. Correct. So literally a match would end, and we'd bolt it back to the press room so we can get a seat and get a spot for our camera for that next interview. And then the interview would end, and we'd run back out to see the match. We would maybe miss like the first minute or two of a match because no one ever stayed really that long backstage. They just had a match. They're tired.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very great experience. I loved it to death.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the next show is September 30th in Long Beach. It's going to be the same place they did the Strong Style Evolve show in the Walter Pyramid. Hopefully we can get back out there with Access.
We are.
Well,
basically we are.
Yeah, we just got to,
Hey, so what's going on with, speaking of New Japan, what's going on with Takahashi?
All that they have said so far is He was immediately brought to the hospital after his match because he passed out backstage. That's what Meltzer reported.
Okay, I feel like there's a difference between passing out and collapsing.
Well, that's what I mean. They say he basically collapsed.
That's so scary.
Then I think it was a day or two later, they on the New Japan website they stated that he can talk normal, he's fully conscious, and he can sit up on his own, which is a good sign. And then today they announced that I think yesterday. They didn't want to say anything until he was back in Japan, but yesterday he arrived in Japan. I think they just didn't want to say anything like he's heading back today or whatever and have like reporters trying to swamp him at the airport or something.
No, definitely.
So they just waited till he was home, and I think that's good. Get him back to get him as much treatment and looked at as you can here in San Francisco, but get him back home as quick as possible so his doctors that know him and doctors that he's comfortable with can really check him over. Because, it's a good thing that, I guess you can say it's a good thing that he's a junior heavyweight because the G1 starts this weekend, and so juniors are kind of going to have a lighter schedule for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Oh, we can have like 19 days that the G1 is.
I thought the G1 was 30 days. Maybe it's 30 matches.
Well, it's 19 matches altogether, I believe. So.
Yeah, Nicholas, you're going to go ahead and never do that again because that was the uncoolest thing I've ever had to read in my life. What? Anyway, it's just what he said in chat. Just it's fucking...
I didn't even see it. Oh, I see it now.
So I have kind of a hot take.
Go for it.
So wrestling today, don't get me wrong, I love any era of wrestling from like golden era to like straight up grappling to the attitude era, which was car crash, to today, which is a lot of high flying, to whatever tomorrow is going to be, which could be something that you've never heard of in your life. And I think over time the wrestling styles have evolved. You went from, body slams and lariats to submission holds to flips. It's a natural progression. Things change over time. Seasons change, people change, wrestling changes too. Make that a t-shirt. But one thing that always kind of hit me is that today's wrestling seems very dangerous. And I wonder how much of that is due to us. I wonder how much of the style of wrestling that I feel like quote unquote flippy shit wrestling didn't get popular until like what, 2016 maybe? It's very recent. It's very recent.
Let me think about this. Maybe 2015.
So we'll say 2015, but we'll say it's very recent.
Kind of right around the same time NXT started to pick up, so it was about 2015.
And so that's a very, very good point. I meant to add that, and that was something I completely blanked on of the notes that I don't have written down. Think of the time around NXT started. You've got these guys that have been in stuff like PWG, Ring of Honor, all of these places that are now in NXT, and they're breaking off and they're doing all these cool things. Guys like Neville and Sami Zayn are fucking lighting it up down there. Cesaro comes in and he's lighting it up down there.
Well, Neville's chilling at home in the UK.
A bit of never. And we watch that, and I think because WWE has such a I guess you could call a bigger audience compared to PWG, is that these fans start going really crazy because like, holy shit, that dude just did 9 flips in a row. You know what I mean? And it's now we're getting like Takahashi and was it Dragon Lee?
Yeah.
At that G1 special gave each other like 7 German suplexes in a row. Like one would hit one would get up, one would hit one would get up, one would hit one, back and forth, and that takes a toll on the body.
Yeah,
and then
for sure.
And then you continue on, and it's taking tolls on all these people. They're doing dives out of the ring. They're going through fucking tables. Do you remember the gif that keeps on giving was that dude dropping the elbow drop, completely missed the table and hit the concrete? You remember that?
Yep.
How much of that is due to us? Where now in wrestling, people are thinking, these performers are thinking, fuck, if I want to get a reaction out of them, I can't go out and put on a technical match. I can't go out and put on a Bret Hart level phenomenal match. I got to go out there and I got to put my fucking body on the line. Yes, they put their bodies on the line every single night, right? They put their bodies on the line every night the second that they cross the curtain because a fan could come out any minute and fucking stab them. They can land on their head. Something wrong can happen. And I get that. But what always kind of sits weird with me is that now you got these guys doing some crazy moves, crazy bumps. A lot of these guys aren't trained to take these bumps. There's a lot of very young guys that could potentially be ruining their careers a lot of times. I keep bringing it up, but it was Will Ospreay and Marty Scurll, where Will Ospreay almost fucking broke his neck and killed himself. Do you feel like today's wrestling, the style and the do you feel like it's more dangerous than it's been in the years gone by? Like, go back to even 2013.
Oh no, 2013 was a safe year.
Exactly.
I mean, I see Suprit comments saying, "Do you mean ECW wasn't dangerous?"
Yes,
I mean,
it was. Holy shit!
I mean, it was.
And I think that kind of kicked a lot of it off.
Here's the thing, though: ECW was dangerous, but compared to now, how many guys were getting injured back then to compare to now? More guys are getting injured now than they were back, even doing the ECW stuff. To be honest, I mean, you could say that we just know about more of the injuries now than we did back then, but I think more guys are actually getting injured now than they were back in the mid-90s.
And I mean, this is something I'm more than happy to sit and actually do the research for, because I am very passionate about this, to thinking what's changed. And I don't know if it's the times have changed or the fans have changed in their needs and wants. And I wonder if there's going to be a time where people don't want to see flippy stuff anymore. They want to see, I don't know what the next thing's going to be. No one knows what the next
because if you think about it, back in the day, everything was about the big guy, like the Hulk Hogan size guys, the Andre the Giant size guys. And then and I guess you could say the Attitude Era kind of kicked it off, where the normal size guy was what people wanted to see, like The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin and whatnot. And now it's just the guys that they call, quote unquote, the super athletic wrestlers that can go out there and do all the flips and all the big, this is awesome moves and whatnot.
So I'm going to say something.
Okay, go for it.
I think CZW is not wrestling. Barbed wire rope matches that instead of a ring, it's a trampoline covered in barbed wire.
No, I mean, you can take that two ways.
No, it's not wrestling. I mean, it's entertainment,
True.
But that is not wrestling. That is a slap to the fucking dick. That is a kick straight to your fucking clit or dick. Whoa. If someone was to go, this is a professional wrestling. That shit that Jon Moxley did, that was not wrestling. That was attempted murder on camera.
Him and Drake.
And that's just my opinion. You guys could totally think that's pro wrestling. To me, that's not pro wrestling. That slaps me in the face. What I consider pro wrestling, there are Ricochet matches that I consider pro wrestling. That Ricochet Will Ospreay match that has been gift to all hell, that's not a pro wrestling.
Now, here's what I got to ask you then. If you say CZW is not wrestling, was ECW wrestling back in the day then?
Yes, because ECW had a lot of wrestling. Not everything was like balls to the wall hardcore. Correct. And I know that not everything in CZW was balls to the wall hardcore, but for the longest time, that's all that it was.
Yeah.
ECW started as wrestling, and then it went to that really hardcore grunge, punk rock, Nirvana. I'm gonna fucking hit you with this fucking chair over the fucking skull. I mean, for God's sakes, one of my favorite finishing moves is a chair shot off the top rope. Because it just looked really fucking cool. But, oh god, I still don't... I don't remember the guy's name. He was in ECW, and he used to hit the best-looking avalanche sit-out powerbomb. It was so good. I don't think it was... It might have been Mike Awesome.
That's what I was thinking once you said it.
It might have been Mike Awesome, and I like Mike Awesome. But I don't know. I feel like, I guess the next logical thing is kind of strong style. I mean, what do you guys think? What is your guys' opinion on today's wrestling?
From being at that New Japan show, a lot of people would probably say, the Dragon Lee Takahashi match. That match was all balls to the walls, high flying, lucha style action. And then you had the Cody Kenny Omega match that had the big spots with the table and the suplex off the ladder. But you know what match the fans were into the most? Juice and Jay White.
Yeah, and Juice and Jay White was a wrestling match. That was a wrestling
and the only big spot, I guess you can say, that wasn't in the ring was that barricade spot that apparently, I don't know what's going on with that. Because JR said that he was not aware of that, and yeah, there's a lot to do with that we're still finding out about.
So I want to know what you guys think. So we're gonna go to the phones here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna see what you guys think about that. So let me know. What do you think about today's current wrestling? You can call in at 559-475-8473. That's 559-475-8473. Right there in the top right
Phones
corner.
are already going crazy, so let's take a call.
Let's take a call right here.
Excuse me. And if Skype would pick up.
Skype, come on, pussy boy.
Let's try this call instead.
All right. Jay White killed JR. Jeez.
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Super. We're gonna talk about that. Hey, what's going on, man?
Going once. Twice.
Going.
Gone.
Sold to the man that didn't pick up the phone. Super, it says. Shibata killed himself. Unnecessary spot.
Now, here's the thing with that. Shibata had done that spot many times in the past.
He's also not dead. He's also not dead. He's alive. I should understand.
See, he knew that, you do that spot, it'll make you bleed, and it'll get a good reaction because it's like,
Right.
if they zoom, like, they did it perfectly in the match. He started bleeding, the camera zoomed right in on him when he started bleeding, and it just made for a dramatic spot. He did not expect to get, I guess you could say brain injury that he had. But I was so happy to see him ringside. With Takahashi and Kushida?
Yeah. So what I want to say is I really like what Father Saga said. There's so many types of wrestling now. Wrestling has to evolve at some point. This flippy shit is just part of the evolution. That's absolutely true. And I'm wondering what's next. Is strong style the next thing?
Well,
we can go to the phone. We can go to the phones if we have calls right now because I really want to know what you guys think. Call in at 559-475-8473. Call into the show. Go ahead and hit it.
I mean, you have the strong style in both the UK and Japan now, but caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hello?
What's going
on, man?
My name is Kristen, and I'm a huge fan of y'all.
Thank you.
Podcast.
Thanks, man. What do you think about wrestling today? What do you think about it? What are your thoughts?
Like, I think I agree with you and Nick that CEW is not wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question.
Sure.
At Ring of Honors.
Okay.
Honor for All. Who y'all think will be the winner between Flip Dorian and the...
You're asking about the NWA title match with Flip Gordon and Nick Aldis?
Yes.
So
I'm
I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm genuinely excited for this match because I think it's a good storytelling match. I lost your fucking phone number, Tim. I think it's a good storytelling match because I think it's very good to book all in like that because you kind of have that surprise. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know how it's gonna go. And I'm pretty excited to see what goes down with that. It's gonna be very, very, very interesting.
I mean, I think Flip should win the title. So then all of a sudden Cody's like, I still want to challenge for that damn title. Fuck, I gotta book Flip.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool
and then Cody wins the title.
I'm taking Flip.
Don't keep that title long term on Flip. Nothing against Flip. It's just a transitional thing to get the title over to Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, if Cody wins it at All In at the show that he's booking, wins his dad's belt, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, for sure. Let's take another call.
Yeah, let's take another call because I still want to talk about this current state of wrestling thing.
Go. All right, caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Are you there, my guy?
Going once, and lost them. Let's try this one.
Alrighty.
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Good, Nick, guys. What's going on?
What's going on?
Tyler. It's been a while.
Yes, it's me, guys. How's it going?
Doing good, man. What's on your mind?
I just want to piggyback on what you guys say on, like, the state of wrestling. Like, I feel, to me, like, the state of wrestling, there's enough to put this way. There's, like, this style of wrestling we have now, there's something for everybody. Like, the flippy stuff, some people like that. To me, it's not always about flip. I like the big spots. I'm a huge fan of just Zack Sabre Jr. His
Oh yeah.
technical style of wrestling, which is just something to marvel at. Like to me, the style of wrestling we have now is it's for there's something for everybody. The strong style, the lucha libre style. Like Zach Gibson and Pete Dunne had a technical masterpiece in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So what is your preferred style? Are we talking flippy stuff? Or are we talking like kind of like modern day? Are we talking golden era?
I do like flippy stuff. From time to time, Ricochet is awesome. Who doesn't like that guy? But
Right.
I'm kind of going with the technical style. Zack
Oh,
Sabre Jr. is just Zack Sabre Jr. is out of this world.
so much for your call, Ashton. I really appreciate it, brother. I love you, man.
No problem. Thanks, bro. Peace out.
Have a good one. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. is probably one of the better in the world right now, and he even if you watch, I guess I can say the last 6 months since like the start of this year, he's kind of toned his style down a little bit,
Oh yeah.
but not in a bad way. I think he knew, okay, I've gotten over with the fans. Not only, am I now a heel with Suzuki-gun, so I shouldn't be doing a lot of the, pop the crowd things, but at the same time, I eventually got to slow it down to help my body.
Yeah. And so I want to know this. I want to know number one. Chat, I want one name from everybody. Who is your favorite performer to watch? One name. Your favorite performer
Interesting.
to watch. Tim, who's yours?
I have to think about that.
Mine would be Suzuki. I love Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki. Have you ever seen him as a young man? He's very handsome. Dude, he was a very handsome young lad.
You talking like back in his MMA days?
Oh, I'm talking about early fun. Before I was swimming around in my dad's ball sack. Minoru Suzuki was just a testosterone-filled man.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we got. Hold on, I'm gonna read some of these names here real quick. We got Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, Teddy 25 says John Cena, Ospreay. So Alex Rodriguez of all time, Tori Yanu, AJ Styles, AJ again. Nicholas Bronson decided to fucking show up finally. Ashton Tyler says Cody. We got another AJ Styles in there. Ooh, Gargano's another good one. Owen Hart's fucking phenomenal. Undertaker in his prime. What would you say Undertaker prime is?
Dead Man? No. Right when
American
he came.
Badass?
Well, that's what I was thinking, but no. Probably right after when he came back at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Everything was Shawn. We got Dean Ambrose. We got AJ Styles again. We got Taker, the Bucks, AJ Styles, Io Shirai. These are all super solid fucking.
I mean,
names,
my
guys.
favorite to watch.
Ooh,
probably
2006 to 2010 Prime Undertaker.
I mean, my favorite to watch is probably Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's fun.
I've just
Daniel
always
Bryan's
been a
lot of
Daniel
fun.
Bryan fan.
We got another one for Io Shirai. That's good.
Oh yeah, she's probably one of the best females in the world right now.
Andrea West says 1999 to 09 Undertaker.
So you're thinking like basically Ministry second Shawn match.
Yeah, because I feel like, dude, American Badass really recreated it.
I mean, that was, if you watch the Something Else to Wrestle episode on the WWE Network, they talk about the whole transitioning him into the American Badass and then the transition out of the American Badass. And apparently Undertaker really wanted to do that American Badass gimmick and almost, tried to make it to where he was just like, if we make this change, I don't want to go back. And the way they convinced him to go back was they were like, you can go back to being the dead man, but also you can still use basically your American Badass moveset and kind of merge the two kind of styles together, which that's why I'm saying when he came back in 2004 till he I guess started slowing down after the second Shawn match. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best Undertaker when he merged the two, the dead man and the American Badass styles together. He was the dead man gimmick, but his fighting styles were kind of both mixed together.
Yeah, and it was like that barroom brawl style. I'm not gonna lie. When you're growing up What was the one move that you fucking hated being put in by one of your friends?
Walls of Jericho.
You hated the Walls of Jericho?
Because my friend would never let go, and he'd pull back and sit back too low, and he'd actually hurt you because he didn't know how to do it right.
So, I'll tell you mine right now, if someone did it correctly. Hell's Gate.
Ooh.
I have been physically knocked out by Hell's Gate in my friend's house once.
It's a very easy move to do wrong.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a very easy move to hurt someone with.
Yeah.
Roderick Strong is also... Yeah, he's a very...
Solid.
Yeah, he's reliable, man.
Yeah.
Katie says that her favorite's Mojo, so Katie's no longer allowed in the podcast area or chat anymore. Get out of here. Oh, the sharpshooter fucking hurt too.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter always hurt.
Or when you have a friend that thinks he can put on the figure four, but he doesn't know how to do it right, and then he just all kinds of messes up your ankle.
You got a fucked up friend. He goes, for some reason my friend always tried to do the mandible claw. Is he just shoving his hand down your throat?
Hopefully he washes his hands after he pees.
I think your friend had some different intentions there. Scorpion Deathlock. The ankle lock. Was it called the angle lock or was it called the ankle lock? Holy fuck, what was it called?
The technical name was the ankle lock. Ken Shamrock did it. But to be cool, Kurt called it the angle lock. Just like it was the angle slam. And then when he went to TNA, it was the Olympic slam.
That's fucking awesome. I never noticed that.
Yeah, he called it the angle lock. Jack Swagger and Ken Shamrock called it the ankle lock.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You know, just make it in his own. Which he did make it his own because he would usually put it in and then he'd drop down to the mat and grapevine the legs.
Oh, poor Andre West. I still have the mark on my head. I hated the RKO when I was younger. I had 7 stitches.
You see the video of Enzo giving, what is it? Who was it? That rapper.
6ix9ine?
6ix9ine, the RKO.
Don't even talk to me about 6ix9ine anymore.
I'd heard the name before. I saw the video. I was like, oh, that's what the guy looks like. I'd heard the name and never seen the face.
Oh, God. 6ix9ine this and 6ix9ine that.
It was funny, though, because one website put it as he gave 6ix9ine the Stone Cold Stunner, when obviously it's not a stunner. And in the video, you hear him go, RKO!
The thing that Chris... Oh, the Lion Tamer. Felix, you're talking about the Lion Tamer?
Well, it's basically the Walls of Jericho.
That hurt. It's the Walls of Jericho, but he digs the knee into the neck. Oh, wrestling's so fun.
All right, so...
God, hold on, no. There's a lot of moves. You know, they always say... You know what I hate? They always say, don't try this at home. And then proceed to give these stories about, like, oh, me and my brother, you know, Matt and Jeff, we wrestled in our backyard on the trampoline.
Exactly.
Why are you telling me to not do it?
Or they show those videos of Finn Balor as a kid doing moves in his backyard, or Mick Foley jumping off of his roof onto mattresses with an elbow. Don't try this at home. But our guys that you love did it at home.
There's not a single wrestling fan in the world that didn't do a move at home.
Yeah, I mean, whether you try to give your friend a stunner or a rock bottom.
That was my favorite thing to do when I was at school.
Uh-oh.
Because I thought I was the coolest motherfucker. Some kid would try to fight me and go, I'll give you the rock bottom. And they're like, you're a fucking loser, dude. I thought I was so much cooler than the bullies. He was going to punch me. I was like fantasized about like blocking a punch until like a German.
Guy really wants to fight you and you just want to give him a worked move.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to really hurt you.
I got him in a rest hold. I'm like, all right, what do you want to do next? He just fucking hit me in the gut.
You're all elbowing. Whip me off the ropes. What ropes?
What the fuck? You're fucking crazy, dude. Oh, God. Even Seth Rollins had matches in his backyard. Dude, growing up a wrestling fan was so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was some of the best times of my life. Like, God, I remember 2 of my best friends in elementary school. Horacio, who was named Junior, and my friend Daquan were the only 2 kids at our school that liked wrestling. We were the only 3 kids that enjoyed it. So...
I mean, I had friends in school that liked wrestling, but they all kind of faded out, and I never did.
Yeah, and a couple of my friends faded out too, but he'll always message me around like WrestleMania time, like, what's going on with wrestling, and I'll talk to him about it. But
right.
I remember going over his house and watching Royal Rumble 04, 05, maybe?
04 would be WrestleMania 20.
Yes, it was 04.
20 with Benoit winning the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was man. It was just such a good time. Like just growing. I did a Rolling Thunder on a chair as a kid. What is a Rolling Thunder again? Was that the RVD thing?
RVD, where he would sometimes put a chair on top of you, sometimes not. It was like his version of the worm. He would lay you up against the ropes. He would bounce off the other ropes, roll, do like a somersault kind of roll in the middle of the ring, and then he'd get back to his feet, jump up, and do like a senton flip.
Oh, okay.
It was like his version of the worm.
I think him and Ray called that the Chalupa 420 roll-up. I'm pretty sure that's what at one point Matt Stryker called it, the Chalupa 420 roll-up.
Well, if you're talking Matt Stryker, he said a lot of off-the-wall, wacky things in his time.
Oh, dude. Fucking Hawkeye last name. Remember when you tried to choke on someone, they would just sandbag you? Because no one knew to jump with you. All they knew is, why the fuck is this kid's hand around my throat and his other hand's on like my waistband and he's trying to lift me? Dude, I kid you not, growing up as a wrestling fan was like the greatest time. You had such fun. People keep wanting the Discord. I'll give you the Discord.
All right, let's take
Join the Discord. We talk about this all the time.
All right, and caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Not much. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Yourself?
What's up, my guy?
Not bad tonight. So I wanted to talk about the state of wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go back to that because I feel like a lot of people have shit to say.
Yeah, so first of all, Nick, I think you saying CZW is not wrestling, I think that's a kind of a slap in the face to everyone who works in CZW who is a professional wrestler. It's your opinion, but it is wrestling. It's just a different kind of wrestling.
Well,
it's not for everyone, but it is a type of wrestling.
Correct.
So that's my opinion. But my thing is that with all the flippy stuff that's going on lately, if you look, it's not just that. You have the hard hitters. You have the big guys. You have everything. But the problem is, and with all the injuries, we're just more aware of it. We knew about we know about injuries that night or the next day. In the 90s and early 2000s, we didn't hear about them sometimes at all. So I think it's just that this day and age with all social media, us knowing, and it's so easy for us to find out injuries happening right then and there. That's, I think, why it's like, oh, is it because of this style or is this style? No, I think it's just that in the digital age with social media, we're able to have that at the tip of our fingers. Like, I think that's what it is. I think it's the social media that's giving us the access and not type of wrestling.
Yeah, that absolutely makes total sense, and that's something that didn't even fucking dawn on me. That, you know, back in the fucking early 80s and 90s, you didn't really have that option to go on Twitter and see who the fuck's injured now, you know, who's getting hurt. You didn't have things like Pro Wrestling Unlimited bringing you the best pro wrestling news in the world. That was just a little bit of a subtle plug. And that, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's something I didn't think of, and I think I am going to turn this into more of a hot take video, and I'm definitely going to take that in consideration. Thank you. That slipped my mind.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah, no. If I offended anyone saying like your favorite wrestling promotion, your favorite style of wrestling isn't real, if you like it, dude, stand by it.
Now,
I mean, there's a lot. Listen, man, I still fucking listen to One Direction. I stand by it.
Here's another one you missed. The ongoing intergender style, if you want to call it that right now.
So
that's something.
Jordan Gracie's a huge...
That's what I was going to say. The Black Label Pro Heavyweight Champion, Jordan Grace.
So, yeah, she's a big...
advocate. Did you ever say?
Savage, I'm going to go ahead and just time you out for a bit. Savage, don't spam, please. Yeah, she's a very, very big advocate for intergender wrestling. And I love that step. I think intergender wrestling could be very good if done right.
Yeah.
And you know who does it very well? All these independent promotions and Lucha Underground. They do it very
well.
Now,
I don't know if you could say that, because there was a match in season 3, I want to say, where it was... This was before Kairi Sane signed with WWE. She was involved in this. It was her and 2 other Japanese women from Stardom against Pentagon. And they go in, and they kind of get the best of Pentagon, and then Pentagon just totally just beats the crap out of them, breaks all their arms and everything. And apparently somebody did the stats. After that match, the ratings for Lucha Underground went down like the next 3 or 4 weeks significantly. And then when they realized, okay, they're not doing this men beating the crap out of women thing, it started to slowly rise, but not to the levels where it was. So, I mean, there's a fine line between, you know, the men just beating the crap out of the women or competitive man versus woman matches.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
And then you got WWE where they'll put Ellsworth in there with a woman, but he's not allowed to hit a single move. He did it with the same. It was like Asuka and Becky. I don't think he hit an actual move on either of them.
Exactly. But I think if you do intergender wrestling right, it could be very, very good. It could be phenomenally good.
All right, I need to talk about something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So, about 10 minutes ago, Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks was posted on his Instagram story, and he said, I'm going to answer 10 questions. Now, keep in mind, he had to actually consider putting this question on his Insta story to answer. It's not like people can post to his Insta story and then he answers the question, right? I just had about 6 people send me this. He posted one of his 10 questions. Would you consider coming to WWE in the next year or so? His response was, I'm considering everything right now. Now keep in mind, he had to put that question up there himself. So there's a possible reason.
You're looking way too into it.
I'm just saying.
You're looking way too into it.
It's not like he got a tweet and he quote tweeted the tweet with that answer. He had to actually put that, you know what I mean? Just saying. Hey, he basically
he didn't have to post it, mind you. He didn't have to.
And he said the same thing when they were basically asked that over the weekend at that Q&A we were at, when they were like, what's the next step? Where do you guys want to go next? And they were like, I can't remember who asked him, but someone was like, would you go to WWE? And they're like, we'd consider it. And they even said, the one thing that we haven't done yet as a tag team is win WWE Tag Team Championships.
Now, okay, here's my thing. I think you're an absolute idiot. You're an absolute one-sided, and you're an absolute piece of shit if you think that, A, these guys have no intentions or want to go to the WWE, and you're a piece of shit if you think they're going to get ruined in the WWE.
I hate that terminology of the Bucks and Kenny shouldn't go to WWE. They'll ruin them. Have you seen AJ Styles in WWE? He was basically put in the top 3 guy as the top 3 guys instantly.
And look, I would love nothing more for the Bucks, Omega, all those people to be part of WWE, because I think that would be amazing. I think that would be great for the WWE. That would be great for those guys. They've done a lot in their careers. WWE's a logical step. I get you personally not wanting them to go because you may like them in New Japan and you have a fear of that. But again, they're family men. They're very, very. They're businessmen.
Right.
They're businessmen.
And that's the other thing. They can make good money outside of the WWE, but if they can become the top tag team, the biggest draw in WWE, they're not going to make that kind of money on the outside.
Exactly.
It might take them a little bit to catch up to where they're at now and then surpass that. Yes, they may not make the same amount at first, but they can get there.
They're big fucking names. Draws are draws.
Exactly.
And that's a fact. And I would love to see them in the WWE at some point. I'm not saying tomorrow. I'm not saying I want to wake up tomorrow morning to breaking news. The Young Bucks sign.
Well, legally, they can't come till January.
Exactly. But
mid to late December.
You know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean.
Like, it's just I would like to see them go.
Here's my question.
Some point.
Do they wait for Kenny?
Do they all come in together?
That's what I'm saying, because Kenny can't come for at least another month or a month and a half. I think Kenny's contract expires end of January, early February, depending on when he actually signed to this year. And then the Bucks, we all know their contract expires in mid-December. So do they wait out and see what his decision is? Or do they say, we're going, if Kenny wants to come with, he comes with? Because you know you've got money in the Elite versus the New Day.
Oh,
how great would that be? Not even just in the ring, but on the mic.
Absolutely.
Those would be amazing things. But here's the question. They all come to WWE. Do we lose being the Elite?
Yeah, probably.
Or do they pass it to Cody, Hangman, and Marty? I don't think it would be the same, though.
I don't know.
And then if they try to still do it in WWE, it's going to end up being like a WWE product, and it's going to be overproduced by.
See, you're doing it. You're doing it.
No.
No, Tim. You're doing it.
No, think about this. What was better?
No. You're doing the thing. You're doing the thing.
Let me tell you my thing though.
What
was better? What was better? Ultimate Deletion in WWE or all the stuff Matt did by himself in TNA?
I mean, I understand your point.
That's the thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about them ruining them as wrestlers in the ring and all that. But if WWE tried to take over being the Elite, they couldn't do it as good as the Bucks can do it themselves. That's completely different than what people say about, oh, they're going to ruin them if they go to WWE. That's something completely different. Let's take a call.
Yeah.
All right. And caller on the air, what's going on?
Hey, Tim. Hey, Nick.
How's it going?
What's going on, my guy?
I wanted to tell you guys about my opinion on the current state of wrestling.
Shoot.
I know you're talking about something different, but here's my opinion. I think with the world we live in today, everybody knows that it's fake. We all know that.
For the most part, most people do.
What do you mean it's fake? What do you mean?
I watched the guy break his neck. That's not fake.
Exactly. So, and I'm not disrespecting the bigger guys in your side, but I like the flippy shit more. And for one reason, it's just I can. And maybe not so much for a pro wrestling fan, just more so if somebody does not like pro wrestling because they think it's fake and they don't think they're athletic at all, then you can just, I guess you can just show them any pro wrestling match. You can just show them any pro wrestling match of flippy shit, and you can be like, oh, so that's not being athletic. That's just my opinion.
No, I fully get what you're saying there. It's just everybody's got their own. Everybody's got what they like, and some people may think differently of what they like and don't like.
And to ask you something, which person in any company do you think has more than two different styles of wrestling, or maybe all the styles that you can ever think of? Like one person has like multiple different styles. Like
Daniel Bryan.
Well, Daniel Bryan. AJ Styles, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, they're probably close, similar. You know, they both can do high-flying moves. They can both do technical moves, and they can both brawl.
What about Big E?
Big E's just a big guy that ain't afraid to jump through that middle rope and almost break his neck every time. He's just got guts.
That's true.
He's just ballsy.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for taking my call tonight.
Not a problem. Have a good night.
Have a good one, man.
All right, see.
Yeah, for sure. So, did you guys know that we have a pro wrestling tee store? Tim, did you know that we have a pro wrestling tee store?
I do. We also have a couple different stores you can get our merch on. Pro Wrestling Tees, Tee Public, Teespring.
You can get a lot of our merch, so why don't you drop it in the chat? Ooh, Kevin Owens as well.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens as well can do it.
I mean, Kevin Owens, he's another one that's got like multiple styles. He can go to the top rope and hit that frog splash. He can do that cannonball into the corner, or he can just brawl with you and hit you with that power bomb. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys that can do a lot of cool things and a lot of good things. And there's the guys that, you know, I mean, even Roman usually does his 4 moves of death, but like we saw this week on Raw, he pulled out that dive. So.
Exactly. We also have this thing, and I want to plug this thing because I genuinely enjoy talking to people. Discord. It's super fucking fun. Discord's always fun. We want more people in there. We have a solid group of people.
Oh yeah.
If you guys really like the chat, guys like Dash, guys like Luca, guys like fucking Alex Rodriguez, even though no one likes him because he's really bad at Fortnite. He's really, really bad at Fortnite.
Is he worse than me?
Yeah, he's bad.
Oh man, I'm bad.
Love you, Alex. Go ahead and join the Discord. I will drop it right here. So you guys can just join the Discord. You can come talk to... Wow, I can't fucking spell.
Do you need help?
No. All right, is there anything you want to talk about before we get ready to wrap up?
Paul Heyman.
Oh, yeah. Paul Heyman.
So, apparently, Paul Heyman may have a new role in the WWE. From what we know, based off of this week's script that Sean Ross Sapp obtained over at FightfulSelect.com, he is listed as a road writer, which means a writer, a WWE writer that goes on the road. They also have guys listed as home writers, which means they get their assignment, they write it at home, then they send it to the road agents and the road guys to get it finalized. But basically he was on there with a number of different segments, but mainly the opening segment that opened Raw with Roman walking around backstage and Bobby Lashley approaching him. Yep. And he was on there as the writer for the Bobby Lashley interview backstage in like the middle of the show. Mm-hmm. So I know Sean did reach out to WWE for a statement, and I don't think he's gotten a comment back. I think he said Heyman gave him a no comment on this, but very interesting that on the actual script for this week's Raw, I didn't hear if he was on there for SmackDown, but on the script for this week's Raw was Paul Heyman listed as a road writer. I did hear the rumor yesterday that Heyman was in Boston, or on Monday, that he was in Boston, and that's where Raw was. So I guess we can say that he was backstage on Monday, so it makes a lot of sense. But it's like, what do you guys think? I mean, Paul Heyman was a writer for SmackDown. He was the lead writer. Oh, I think he was the lead writer for SmackDown back in like 2004, 2005. Him and Stephanie were running that creative team. So, I mean, he did a lot of good things then.
I think he was the main reason SmackDown was such a must-watch show back then.
I like SmackDown better than Raw back then.
Plus, he had the fucking ponytail going on back then, which was always nice.
I love it when he cut the ponytail and everyone goes, he cut off his mojo.
I also really like the really long trench coat he used to wear.
Oh, yeah, well, that was his ECW thing.
I love him.
And then he did that when he first came in as an announcer filling in for the King, when King left for a while.
I love it.
But yeah, Paul Heyman's great. And I think, if he is, quote unquote, now a writer for the WWE, whether this is his new role for once Brock leaves or if he's just doing this for a limited time, we don't know any more details other than the script had him on there as a writer. And I hope he does this for a while because Paul Heyman is somebody that he's got probably one of the better minds of anybody that's ever been in any kind of control in any kind of wrestling.
Exactly. I think Paul Heyman's a great guy.
Yeah, for sure. So let's take one final call before we wrap it up here.
Final call of the evening.
Let's see. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on? Nope.
Well, that's solid. Anyway.
Let's take this one.
Okay. I was gonna look it up.
Got probably
Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
better minds of anybody that's ever been.
Caller. Hello. Once. Okay. What's going on?
Fine. Just, call it. That's fine. Call it.
Never mind. I guess I didn't go. Anyways.
Alrighty. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the Wednesday podcast. We talked pro wrestling, but I feel like we didn't really talk pro wrestling today. It was weird. It was a good podcast.
We did.
I had fun.
It was just a little different. It was, I guess you could say it was less news, more
conversation.
People's opinion and conversation. Yeah,
conversation.
Which is fine. That's what the Wednesday show is all about. Getting in the news that we want to talk about, but also just talking about wrestling in general.
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in to the PWUnlimited podcast here on 7/11/2018. You can follow me on Twitter at PW_Armstrong and us on Twitter at PWUnlimited, and right here on YouTube. You've got the fine, lovely, amazing, fantastic, beautiful, all the other synonyms for good-looking folks over at Fightful.com. You can follow them at Fightful Online for all your MMA, boxing, pro wrestling, and Sean Ross Sapp bad memes. You can follow them there at Fightful Online. Tim, where can they find you, my guy?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TimmyBuddy. And also, after this podcast is over, go to our community tab. Nick was talking about the cool picture I got during the, Bullet Club entrance. I'm going to post that picture on the community tab and on our Twitter, since Nick did talk about it. So that way you guys can see the picture he was actually talking about. But you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TimmyBuddy.
Yep.
And that's going to do it for tonight's PWUnlimited podcast here on 7-Eleven Day. Did you guys get your free Slurpees?
Nah, I don't like Slurpees.
I might have a little hot take. I went to 7-Eleven, and they had no cups for their Slurpees. So I'm like, hey, are you guys out? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're out of Slurpees. We're out of Slurpee cups. But if you buy two hot dogs, we'll give you a Slurpee for free. I was like, you just told me you're out of Slurpee cups. No, we'll give you the big Slurpee for free if you buy 2 hot dogs. I was like, you just told me. I was so pissed I left. I'm like, I ain't buying a damn hot dog. I came for a free Slurpee. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm more of an icy guy.
Yeah, I guess. Also, take your kids to Build-A-Bear tomorrow. You pay their age. If your kid's 5, you get any Build-A-Bear for $5. But that's going to do it. We will see you again live 2 times this week. 2 more times. We'll be live either tomorrow or Friday with our Extreme Rules predictions, and we'll be live after Extreme Rules this Sunday talking the entire show. So we hope to see you guys come back for those 2 live shows. Of course, we'll have all the news and the Fightful Wrestling Weekly Friday morning. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.